Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I am well myself, and I want to do a very quick one because time is of the essence. This is kind of a kesi badai kind of a season, yeah. So there are things you have to stop immediately, and you have to observe your triggers, observe the red flags, observe anything that just speaks to your heart negatively or positively, yeah. You need to know where you're supposed to be, and you can't be in all places. In fact, God has already set places for you to be, and you need to keep it moving. Just be very sensitive to what the Spirit is telling you. So I want to title this like let rejection be your trigger, let it be a redirection, because this is not the time to challenge things. Yeah, God is speaking to you. He's speaking loudly. And you could be in a place where you have been in seasons that were good, you are celebrated, you are accepted, but it's no longer the case. You need to move. You don't need to overthink. I remember a time when I was needed to move from a place, and I kept thinking, this is very unfair, this is very unfair, because it was quite burdensome to just move and start again, yeah? And I remember talking to one very spiritual lady, and I might expound on it later. But when I presented my case, because I needed to understand what to do, she told me, move away from the battleground. It is not time for you to battle. Move away from the battleground. It is not time for you to battle. And she said it in Kikuyu. She said, Eherera bara. Now, I want you to know something, yeah? There are times where God has given clear instruction, but you're in a place where you think you should dwell according to your thinking. This is where you should stay, and yet when seasons change, you are moved to a different place. So something will happen that and it may not be immediately, but you will begin seeing signs of rejection, yeah. Don't overthink it, and don't do that thing that we always do. When you're rejected, you find it juicy to gossip about, like, yeah, are these people really like that? It is for you. Understand that you may leave and everyone else will remain and will thrive there. But for you have to understand your calling is very specific. It isn't a conference call. It's not. It is for you. When you hear, when you see, when you know, because God works in season. A season can be so good right now, and next day it is not. Yeah, and you will notice that certain things will be said that will impact your heart so much. Yeah, certain words will be said. Things might be said. Yeah, towards you, just to show you that you're not wanted and you're not needed there. You will find crowds of people or groups of people agreeing against you. It is not that they are bad. You know, God is using them to push you out of that place. And because these people are are people that you honor, that you hold in high esteem, you might be thinking that you need to prove yourself. This is a kesi badai kind of situation. Just move. God will take care of it. Do not do God's job, yeah? Because sometimes you have to be rejected in order to move. It will not be sweet. It will not be soft. And I have to urge Christians, because we go to places thinking, because these people are Christians, they're supposed to be soft to me. They are not. They're doing their job when they're chasing you away. So you need to move, and move quickly. And if you don't move, you will be escorted out. Just think about the case of Joseph, yeah? He was taken out by his brothers. They could not stomach him. And even though some of them knew deep, they were not supposed to kill him, and so they devised a plan to just have him stay in the hole, you know, and then later sold him to the merchants. It was very vital, and somebody may be used to remove it, to just advise you, you know, just go, you know, or just maybe one person, even from the camp of those people who are going against you, will give you an alert and be like, yeah, be watchful, or just move away from this place. You do not need more conviction. You don't need it to be 10 people. Just when you get the sign, move, because God is with you like a mighty warrior. He will not leave you nor forsake you, and you may not have an experience of this. So I'm coming from your future to tell you that you will be okay. Will it be hard in your shoes? Yes. Will the path be lonely and hard and just confusing? Yes. Will you be feeling unloved? Yet it is something that love is something you've been looking for? Yes. You need to mourn what you expected and just keep it moving, because your expectations may fail you so badly, yeah? So God wants you to move. He has greater for you. And I say greater to just make you understand that you need to move, yeah? Before you see that greatness, you will have to learn. So don't be slow about it. Number two, observe the red flags, yeah? There's some people who may confront you, but it is not your place to stay, yeah. So should you be confronted by somebody, maybe they quarrel you, yeah, and they could be somebody who has some influence in that particular area. The moment they confront you, just know that this is not your place and you don't need to prove yourself. There are a lot of places we stay because we think, how about me? I need to prove myself. I need to be here and gain what everybody else is gaining. It is not your place. God has a special place for you, and He will give you in increase, and it will not take time. So you need to understand that this is not the place you fight. God will take you to a place up ahead where even if it's challenging, He will urge you to stay. So when you're being separated, when you're being urged, when you're being urged to move, when you're facing rejection, move. Eherera bara, move away from the battleground. It's not time for you to battle, and you're not at an advantage, yeah. They're a great army against you, yeah. You have God, but just know God is not in their midst when they're doing this, yeah. It is a wrong spirit that is convincing them to do that. Because let me tell you, people can part well, but when it is not a good situation, you need to know that God is breaking some chains off of you, and He's breaking some people off of you because they don't need to be in your journey, because He saw in secret what you did not. So hear and heed. Number three, go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. Now, you may move to a place where you're coming into agreement with other people who've been with those people that are rejecting you. And they're like, yeah, I relate. I understand. No, you're supposed to be alone in this place. Yeah. And you're moving alone with just you and your blood. And you will have to go, God will direct you to a place where you will just know. And even if you're not going there to make friends, you will find that things are working out for you in that place. You will find that God has a special message for you through those particular people, and they keep drawing you back with what they're saying, yeah, and what you're gaining in that season. So trust God to take you to a place where you will be trained, you will get skills, and you will get provision for your journey. Okay, so I will not expound that until later. This is just a message that you need to get now. In fact, I was supposed to release a different message, but this is very important. I need you to be alert. If you hear this message and you feel like it's triggering you, I need you to be very alert, very smart, and just get it and go. Focus forward, because time is of the essence. Time is dwindling, yeah. The season is almost closing. You need to accept what you see. It is true. Time is of the essence, and it's not on you to make the things straight, yeah, or to make things right. When there has been a battle, when there has been an exchange, when you have been told clearly that you're not wanted in this particular place, do not even go looking for sympathy, yeah. Do not try to make these people understand. God will take care of that, because your God is their God, yeah. But He's allowing these things to be so negative right now so you can move ahead. So get to stepping, skip, move. You understand? God will take care of this. It is not on you to take care of it. Now, I need to read from Psalms 91, and I also want to touch on something on Job 42. Job had spent a time with his friends, and they were telling him things from their own minds that they thought he should hear in that time. Like, you know how you could be failing in a season, and it is God's will, because you already know the agreement that God had with the devil over Job's life, yeah. God allowed it to happen so that he may enter into problems and all of that. And then in comes these friends who were supposed to console him, and they sort of kept condemning him, making it look like he had sinned against God, and that is why this was happening. A lot of times something will happen to you, and people will be whispering that God has left you because of something they saw you do. You understand? or something, or because of who you are, or because, anything. They can come up with anything. And until Job had prayed for and released his friends after God condemned them and showed them that they were in the wrong, and he was still on Job's side, that is when he was restored. So God will cause you to pray for some people before you break off, and it is after breaking off. You understand? So you have to leave, and then after doing the journey, after going through your process, God will show you that now it's time. Pray for them so that you can step into the next season, or the next place where I get to bless and increase you. So what do you need right now? You need to know that you're in God's protection and actively take yourself to the place. Ask God to just give you that need, that yearning, that desire to be stayed in with Him. Yeah. I pray over your feet, over your mind, over your eyes and ears, and your mouth. All these are gates. I pray over your feet that they will move towards God. Run to the mercy seat and ask for His protection. So we are going to read from Psalms 91. And this is just a reminder. I'm going to read until verse 3, and I want to urge you to finish it, yeah, because it promises you of coverage. No arrow from the evil will find you in the day, or in the night you'll still be protected, yeah. So those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord: He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust Him, for He will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. God is with you. And I want you to remember that even somebody like David, he was the king. He was surrounded by people day and night, yeah? But there's so many times that David felt alone. He felt like he was surrounded by enemies. And you've seen many places in Psalms when he talks about the enemies coming against him and all that. Sometimes he would even be in danger of getting bitter and angry against people, and he would just, and that was the attraction of God to David, yeah. He would just run to God and just worship Him, tell Him about everything that was hurting him in the season, just sort of a kid reporting to the parent, yeah. And I know that this God thing may look like it's an obsession with some people, because you're like, my God, my God, my God, it's because you have found God protecting you as a father. Believe me, God will do that for you. You do not need to be in alliance with people unless God has chosen them for you, okay? So I'm gonna leave you with that, and I pray that God gives you His peace and just comforts you, covers you. Read that, yeah. And if you can, listen to Florence Murii's song, even if it's old. Kwa kuwa ketie mahali pasiri pako ewe Bwana. Read it and let the words just feel you, okay? All right, this is your season. God wants you to know this. Bye-bye.
Lord bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Lord